One of the greatest challenges on the journey toward personal success is learning how to block out the noise from the external world. Whether that noise be criticism, doubt, negativity, and even just like well meaning advice that conflicts with your inner vision. When you allow external voices to dictate your worth, to dictate your potential, or to dictate the direction of your life, you risk losing connection with that unique vision that you hold close within. And I just think that, like, often the world will offer no evidence that you're capable of achieving the goals that you've set. When you set big goals for yourself, especially ones that seem really ambitious or unconventional, the outside world usually doesn't give you any immediate signs that you are going to succeed. You won't get the applause. There will be no cheer. There will be no recognition or validation or clear instructions showing you exactly how to get there. In fact, there may be no visible proof at all initially that what you're aiming for is even possible for you. Now, this lack of external validation can make the journey feel very lonely and very isolating and very hard because you have to rely mostly on your own belief. You have to rely on that faith that you have internally. Without the external encouragement, without any clear evidence, sometimes you just get a little fear that may creep in. Doubt starts to creep in. You start asking yourself, am I really capable of doing this? Am I really worthy of this? Can I achieve this? What happens if I spend all this time doing this thing and it just doesn't work? Sometimes it's just very easy to question if you're really capable or if your vision is even realistic when you aren't getting that validation externally. And this is why this stage feels isolating. You could say that the world's silence can feel like this heavy weight when you're trying to chase something so big that hasn't yet materialized yet, or you haven't noticed any shifts, any drastic shifts that have happened externally to prove, okay, maybe this will work. I'm onto something. Staying loyal to the vision you hold within, to what you've envisioned, even when the external world gives you every reason to quit, is what separates those who merely wish from those who actually go out and make what they see within their life or their reality. Without that faith and belief and confidence within yourself, you will fall victim to the doubt. That's just what will happen. If you judge by appearances, right? You look at the external world and the external world is giving you no evidence that what you see for yourself can actually become reality. Eventually, over time, you will stop, you will quit. You'll say to yourself, what's the point? When the noise externally and the opinions and the doubts from other people infiltrate the way that you see yourself, over time, it's going to lead you to just questioning everything, and probably you'll end up throwing in the towel and quitting. The most foundational thing is the belief and faith and confidence that you have internally, because that is your anchor. Without your anchor, you'll question everything. Without that anchor, like I said, that noise externally will penetrate your internal belief. You won't have anything to stand on because there's no evidence necessarily of anything changing externally. All you have is what you've envisioned internally. All you have is that image that you continuously see within that tells you, this is who I can become. This is what I'm capable of doing. All you have is that vision. When the noise externally becomes louder than that belief that you have internally in that vision, that's when you start to doubt. That's when you start to question. That's when you start to say to yourself, Am I really worth it? Is this really possible? And then you give up. You're like, ah, maybe it's just not for me. What anchors you is that confidence within yourself, that belief, that faith, that conviction that tells you, I don't really care about what other people are telling me I can do or can't do. I know I may not necessarily have the evidence externally yet that indicates I'm doing the right thing or I'm on the right track, but I know it will work. I know as long as I remain faithful to myself and remain loyal to the vision that I have internally and I show up for myself, it will happen. It will happen no matter what. I've already experienced it within. I already know what it's like to be fulfilled. I already know what it's like to have what it is I want because I've seen myself internally with it. It's only a matter of time until it shows up externally. I'm going to lean on that and block out all the noise. The people that choose to think that way are the ones that win, are the ones that get what it is they want. Those are the people who see the visions that they have within be expressed externally in their life. How do we build this confidence? Doing the things you tell yourself you would do. Anybody who has ambition or drive or a vision internally of who it is they want to be or what it is they want to do feel inspired and motivated to take action in a specific way. You are going to feel pulled to do something. You are going to feel drawn toward taking specific actions. And even if those actions don't always make logical sense in the moment, you'll have and feel this pull. And this pull isn't random, it's your intuition responding to the direction your vision is trying to take you. When you have a dream, when you have this vision, it starts to shape the way you move through the world. You may feel drawn to certain books. You may feel drawn to reach out to specific people, to learn something new. Maybe you feel the urge to pick up your phone and start posting on social media, whatever it might be. It's your intuition guiding you. When you follow this intuition, when you take the consistent action, when you show up for yourself regularly, you will be the evidence. Your discipline, your commitment to realizing this vision will be all the evidence you need to continue to move in the right direction. Before there is any evidence externally that you will succeed, when you consistently show up for yourself and put in that work, you will become the evidence. Your discipline will give you confidence, and that confidence will enable you to block out that external noise. That's the power of showing up for yourself. You create the proof the world once told you didn't exist. When you consistently take action toward your goals, especially when no one believes in you or sees your potential, you begin to generate real, undeniable results through your own effort. Other people may doubt you. You may even slightly doubt yourself. People may tell you that you're not talented enough or smart enough or experienced enough, or that dream or vision that you have is unrealistic. There's no evidence externally supporting your success. But as you continue to put one foot in front of the other, you keep learning, you keep practicing, you keep taking steps, even without that external validation, you begin to build your own proof. And that proof could be in the form of improved skills, a growing audience, or just stacking up small wins. And over time, what once existed only in your imagination becomes something real and visible. And your ability to block out the noise becomes heightened. Your ability to stay loyal to yourself and your vision becomes strengthened because you know what you're capable of. You have that foundation internally. You've proven to yourself that you're able to show up for yourself, even when there's nobody clapping for you, even when it's challenging to show up for yourself. And that right there is a superpower. It's only a matter of time until what you see within expresses. As long as you are able to block out that noise and just have faith in yourself, remain loyal to that image that you see internally, that vision, what you envision for yourself. As long as you remain loyal to that and faithful, it's done. It's already done. Your discipline, like I said, is your anchor. Even if no one else sees it, I see it, and I'm going to prove it through action. That internal loyalty, that almost delusional commitment to what you see within, is what gives birth to the result. And it's really that simple. You have to be able to remain loyal to what you see internally, even when the results aren't necessarily there. Even when you have people telling you why it's stupid or you don't have anyone supporting you. You have to remain loyal to that image. If you feel like you're meant for it, if you feel like this is what you should be doing, even if you don't know exactly what action to take, you'll feel called to do something if you remain loyal and faithful to that image. The key, I think, honestly, at the end of the day, is just to keep your focus rooted in your own faith and belief, and just to consistently act in alignment with it, regardless of whether the outside world is clapping for you or questioning, you know, you and what you're doing and what you see. If you can remain loyal to what you envision long enough and consistently enough, eventually the world will have no choice but to catch up with what you see internally. So I hope you got some value from listening to this. Thank you for listening and for being a part of Presence of Being. And I will see you in the next recording very soon.